Ryan Garcia used his throwaway jabs and stuck his lead hand in Haney's face to draw out the jab so he could counter it with his left hook. Often Haney was still able to land the jab, and he started trying to slip inside Garcia's lead hand and counter with a left hook of his own. Choosing to battle left hooks with Garcia was a dangerous game to play though. Haney got himself into trouble by trying to parry Garcia's lead hand, which just took his right hand away from his chin for Garcia to come around with a left hook. Despite Garcia never really giving Haney a reason to parry the lead hand because he rarely threw his jab with any intention to land it, Haney still kept trying to parry it and kept eating left hooks because of it. Haney kept trying to find a defense for the left hook. Here he tried to duck it, but wasn't quite fast enough. Even when he was able to block or avoid the left hook, the issue was that he wasn't doing anything to dissuade Garcia from continuing to throw it. Garcia could respond to every punch with the same left hook, but Haney never countered it. Remember how Gervonta Davis was able to quickly get a beat on Garcia's left hook, duck underneath it, and counter with the left hand that sent him to the canvas? Even when Garcia missed big, Haney never made him pay. What has to be the most frustrating thing to see is Haney ducking under the left hook and then just immediately clinching with Garcia instead of trying to counter. In this sequence, Haney blocks 2 left hooks, and even when he sees Garcia predictably throwing a third left hook in a row, he just ducks it and looks to clinch. No one should be able to spam the same technique like this against a top boxer and get away with it. Once Garcia figured out that Haney wasn't going to do anything after the left hook missed, he just started following up with more punches. For example, look at the beginning of round 6. Garcia decides since Haney isn't countering, he's just going to throw like 20 punches in a row, and Haney still doesn't do anything except wait and look to clinch. Haney's inability to counter led to the knockdown in the 7th. Garcia threw a 1-2 and Haney did nothing but duck down, pivot, and then stand in range and stare at him. So then Garcia just immediately throws another combination, this time a 1-3, and Haney is just standing there ready to eat it. In addition to either looking to clinch or standing around in range, sometimes Haney backed himself up to the ropes, but this let Garcia chase him down and keep throwing. As you can probably guess, this response also led to a knockdown, this time in the 10th. Garcia again hooked off the jab and got Haney to start backing up. While Haney was staring at him and not throwing back, Garcia chased him back with 4 more punches, one of which was a left hook that caught Haney as he was ricocheting off the ropes. Given what Haney's corner was telling him, it seems like the plan for him was to pressure Garcia. But even when he was moving forward and getting Garcia up against the ropes, he didn't really do anything to capitalize. Part of the problem was that he couldn't stop himself from continually clinching with Garcia, and honestly, Haney is a pretty abysmal inside fighter. He purely uses the clinch to stop the fight, and he often gets hit reaching with his arms out to grab. Haney's incessant clinching got him dropped in the 11th when he tried to punch up close without having any control over Garcia's arms, and while pulling out of the clinch with his head straight up. It wasn't exactly a virtuoso performance from Garcia though. Even though he was able to counter the jab with the left hook occasionally, that's just not a reliable way to defend the jab. As Haney kept landing the jab, Garcia tried to adopt the Philly shell, hoping to use his lead shoulder to block the jabs. But bizarrely, Garcia would lean all the way back and even turn away from Haney, so Haney would just throw right hands at his side, even though a good bit of these may have been to the kidneys. It's hard to see where both of these guys go from here, especially since Garcia came in 3 pounds over the super lightweight limit of 140 pounds. Regardless, it was certainly a shocking upset, given the erratic behavior of Garcia in the lead up to the fight. I don't think this necessarily proves that Garcia isn't being hindered by his lack of discipline outside the ring, especially given the fact that he gave up a good number of rounds to Haney, despite Haney not actually hurting him with much. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see Haney and Garcia fight next.